Good evening, guest and fellow Toastmaster. What a wonderful evening to be here together. Welcome to Meeting Toastmaster Club of Lucknow. I am Chitija Shukla, your segregate at arms for today. Let me start with why we all are here, our mission. We provide supportive and positive learning experience where members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we dive in, a few quick ground rules. Please keep your phone on silent and mics on mute unless you are speaking. Let's videos on to keep it interactive and avoid chatting while someone is on stage. We all are diverse and inclusive club. Let's keep our conversation respectful and mindful of everyone in the room. Now, the moment you are been waiting for our presiding officer today. Toastmaster Suraj comes all the way from Vaishali, Bihar, a dedicated TMC lion who has worn many hats, SAA secretary and now in his third consecutive term as VP Education. When he is not leading us, you will be find him doing calisthenics, reading books, or seeking his next adventure. Please welcome TM Suresh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chitija, for kind introduction, and thank you so much for starting the meeting as a sergeant at arms. I would request all our fellow Toastmasters and the guests to clap for Toastmaster Chitija, as I think she has taken this role for the very first time and has done the job very wonderfully. Now, as I would request for the people, possible you can come on the camera, and we have first of all, again, very wonderful good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and the guest Toastmaster. Thank you so much for joining us today's evening. And before we move forward, let me tell you today's meeting will be quite different. Like again, not following the normal structure of the Toastmasters meeting. And now I would request someone who has joined the Toastmaster Club of Lucknow for the very first time to introduce himself so that all the Toastmaster present here, especially from the TMCL, can know a little about you. Toastmaster Ansh, could you please introduce yourself? Uh,
Am I audible?
yes, you are.
So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and thank you, Toastmaster. My name is Ansh, and I'm software engineer at Optimus, and I'm also currently serving as a president of the Optimus Toastmasters Club. And it's a great privilege to be here in the meeting, and looking forward to share the meeting with you all. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmasters, for introducing yourself. And before I move forward, uh, I just want to share something which many of you can relate, or many of you might be listening to it for the very first time. So it's not about anything else but the life of a city and life of a village, right? So and I keep experiencing because I am a person who belongs to a village and who has been into different cities of India, right? And I have seen like cities of Punjab. I have seen cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, right? What I have experienced recently, I mean, I have experiences for several times, but I'm just observed it for the very first time. And it's about, let's say you require anything, any like food material, right? At in your in city. So we just order it, right? And now in today's world, it's just 10 minutes or a few minutes away from a few clicks away from us, right? Like things are so quick in city, things are so quick, and we just don't have even time to observe, time to notice, right? So whenever, like, we feel like the life is so fast, so fast that we just cannot match the pace with that sometimes. Same thing, I'll but just bring one product here. Like, you can take up any dairy product, right? If you want curd, milk, or anything, right, you order it, you have it, and you consume it, right? Basic similar thing. When you are in village, life slows down in a very different way. Like, and for example, you are going for dairy product, let's say milk, and then for that you have some pot, you go to the person who will give you milk, you see people milking the cow, and then you have it, then you bring it at home, and you see you are the person participating in every phase, every situation, right? And every phase of that consumption, right, from taking up to consuming, right? And then so the entire things are so slow down, and then we compare this entire thing with the city, right? And then we realize that how fast we, the same person, are in the city, and how we get slowed down, get slowed down in the village. That is something which I observed, and that felt like a very, you know like, it's a kind of meditation sometimes. When you observe something so carefully, try to just read between the lines of any event, then again that feels so amazing. So now I would, without any further ado, will move forward and would call upon the stage today's moderator. And before I move forward, I think we have a few more Toastmasters joining us. And I can see Toastmaster Jash and Toastmaster. Uh, we have Toastmaster again, Akib. Thank you so much for joining us. And let's say we'll decide the roles which we all can, like, if you both can take up. And okay. So moving forward, I would request someone on the stage who is a certified soft skills trainer, mentorship specialist, training content creator, and a seasoned business to business enterprise sales professional. With a decade of experience, her Toastmasters journey reflects purposeful leadership, having served in key roles at both the club and district levels. She has been inspiring us, and she has been encouraging us, and she has been assisting Toastmaster Club Lucknow as a club coach. And now I would request her to come on the stage and take the baton. Toastmaster Smurti, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Presiding Officer. Well, I'm not on camera, but soon I'm going to be there visible as well. Meanwhile, please try to enjoy the heavy and hard voice coming from my vocal cords. Well, greetings to each and everyone who has joined this particular meeting. Let me take from where Toastmaster Suraj left us. We're talking about a fast paced world, and we are talking about activities where we can be a part of it. Isn't such a beautiful example of producing milk and supplying, consuming it was so relatable. If that is not relatable, I'm giving you another thing to relate. Toastmasters. In this fast paced world, Toastmaster International is offering its educational sessions where we can be a part of it. A self paced learning program where we take the ownership of our own speaking skills, we taking ownership of our own project completions, and look at the beauty people coming all together to ensure we are on the right track. That is the power of pausing sometimes, and maybe that's where we are trying to do justice when it comes to the fast paced world. Again, welcome each and everyone to this particular meeting, a meeting where everybody is going to take this particular stage tonight. Everybody is going to not only speak but evaluate in a constructive manner to ensure it is productive for the other person. Toastmaster is more than a 100-year-old legacy. From 1924, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, a visionary leader, decided to incorporate an educational foundation where people can enhance their public speaking and leadership skill. We are just taking the legacy forward for one meeting at a time, and tonight's theme is no different. In this particular meeting, you will see a slight different blend of a regular Toastmaster meeting. In today's meeting, in general, we get prepared speech, table topic, evaluation segment. In this particular meeting, there will be a prepared speech delivered by a very sincere prepared speaker. But the twist is, while the speaker is speaking, all the other people in this particular meeting, which include everybody, pause, listen carefully, and prepare your evaluation points. Because in the last segment of evaluation, every individual will share their constructive evaluation to the speaker so that the speaker will get benefit out of the same. The second segment will be a table topic segment. And the interesting part today, it is completely up to our table topic master, Discreet, how he is going to execute the segment. But it will be all about impromptu speaking. And the last will be the general evaluation segment, wherein a dedicated individual, a Toastmaster, will come forward to share their thought about the meeting arrangement. Well, before we get started, let me ensure that our meeting runs smoothly on time. And may I request our general evaluator for this particular meeting, a biotechnologist turned uh, psychology enthusiast, currently pursuing a PGD in training and development from ISTD Delhi. Toastmaster Manvi is joining us. She loves connecting with people, and people echo that particular thought. She loves making new friends and adding deeply and delightfully surprises to her life. May I request Toastmaster Manvi to please help us understand your role and your supporting team tonight. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti, and thank you so much for that brief introduction as well. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Like Toastmaster Smriti explained, today's meeting is unlike any other meeting, wherein we'll have speaker, we'll have many evaluators. That means every single individual who is there today will be evaluating. Along you guys, I have someone who will be helping me as the journal evaluator to keep the meeting on track, to keep all of us who will be speaking in the upcoming few minutes or hours to be on time so that we can keep that specific timer rolling and we can finish on time. And for that, I have Toastmaster Dave with me, who is the timer of the meeting. When I have to say about Toastmaster Dave, the only sentence that comes to my mind is he is my partner in crime. May it be in good ways or may it be in not so good ways. But has been supporting almost every club now who needs his help, and he is pursuing his masters from Graphic Era University, Dehradun. Toastmaster Dave, can we have you on stage to to help us with your role and how exactly you will be helping us throughout the meeting? The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi. Hello, everyone present here. I am Toastmaster Dave Pastor, and I will be the timer for today. And as Toastmaster Manvi already told, that I will be helping you keeping the track of the time. With that respect to, we have today a test speaker. So I will tell you that the test speaker time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. You will see a green card on the screen, as you can see right now. At 5 minutes, the yellow card will be shown at 6 minutes, and the red card will be shown at 7 minutes. There is a 30 seconds of buffer period for the upper side. And next is the table topic session where you all come on the stage, maybe for the first time or maybe for the another time. So you just need to look out for the green and red card that will be for 1 to 2 minutes. I will show the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute, 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. There is also a 30 seconds of buffer period on the upper side. So please make sure to check the cards whenever you come on the stage to speak and make sure to be in the time so you will be eligible for the awards and certificates. Thank you, and I will present my report at the end of the session when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Manu.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dev, for briefly describing your role. And now you all know he has three specific cards in place that will help us keep going, slow down, and stop today. Along with him, we do have a few people who are there in the meeting, and I'm damn sure that they'll be there throughout the meeting. So I would love to know from them whether they would like to take impromptu on the spot role today, especially from this Master Akib, because I can see you on screen. So will it be possible to Master Akib for you to take up any tag role? Maybe the A counter or the primary?
Yeah, I can do.
Okay. So I would hand over the stage to you to describe your role that will be impromptu for us as well, and we would love to know which role you are taking. The stage is all yours, Master Akib.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manavi, for giving this impromptu, not topic, but a role which I would be doing. I would love to do the grammarian role, wherein my role would be to monitor and observe any speaker making any grammatical mistake or noting down some good words or good proverbs phrases which makes us feel more better at English. That is something I'll keep record and show you at the end of the meeting. I will also have a word of the day pasted very soon. I'm just asking ChatGPT meanwhile to give me a good word of the day so that we all can practice that throughout the meeting. And then we'll come in the third section of the meeting with Toastmaster Manavi to give our reports.
Thank you so much, Master Akif, for helping us with the grammar part, wherein we all need something to improve upon, and you will be helping us in that. Thank you so much. And along with him, I have someone who is supporting me as the AHA counter as well. An impromptu AHA counter, but an experienced Toastmaster Jayesh. Can we have you on stage to help us with your role and your responsibilities for the meeting? You are speaking on mute, Toastmaster Jayesh.
Hi, Toastmaster Manvi. Thank you so much for introducing me to this role of R counter. So the role of R counter is to keep a lookout for any crutch words like R's, that really disturb the flow of your communication. So let's be mindful of our R's and ums, and let's take pauses to kind of get rid of that. And words like kind of, which I was just used, so, like, and repetitive words like these, which is something that I will look out for and I will keep a note of it. And whenever Toastmaster Manvi, the general evaluator, calls upon, I will deliver my report and just give a brief description about who used these crush words. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh. I'll request everyone to please give a huge round of applause for our impromptu rule takers. Thank you so much. Someone, or I should say Toastmaster Smriti, while she started, she mentioned that this is now 101 years old organization. And all the support that I got in the meeting today, especially from Toastmaster Jayesh and Toastmaster Akib, they stepped up, they took the role impromptu. These support and these positive environment is what kept Toastmasters going for 101 years now. Thank you so much, guys, for helping me with the role today. With this, I would love to conclude and hand over the stage to Toastmaster Smriti. But a quick disclaimer for all those who just heard the introduction of timer counter grammar. You will be given a chance to evaluate the speaker. And I will be calling you all who are there in the meeting today to be on stage, share your evaluation in the third section of the meeting, that is the evaluation session. Keep your pens and diaries ready. Keep noting down what exactly you liked and what can the speaker be improving upon. And we would love to hear your recommendations and commendations when it comes to the evaluation. That was all from my side, being the general evaluator of the meeting today. To Smriti, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi. Can we please hear it once again for our general evaluator and the entire team? Today's meeting was the impromptu playground and quite a demonstration of the same by giving impromptu roles on the meeting while the same was actively going on. Now you will see the reflection of the same throughout the meeting in different format. Before we begin with our very first segment, tell me what one word which is coming to your mind when we talk about impromptu playground, which is basically impromptu speaking. So, when we are talking about impromptu speaking, then what is that one judicious decision which we need to make while doing that impromptu speaking? Give me one word, whatever comes to your mind. You can put it on chat, you can unmute and say it loud. One judicious thought while we are speaking impromptu.
Courage.
Courage, I'll take that answer. What else? Let's keep it rolling. What else? And you can speak multiple times. There are no restriction to the same.
Thinking on the feet.
Thinking on the feet. Okay. What else? What else? I'll take two more answer.
I can say resilience.
Resilience. Absolutely. I read nervous from Toastmaster Dev on chat. One more answer. How about Kshitija? Anything from your end? If you're speaking, you're on mute. Okay, parallelly people can paste it on chat, but I do second with each and every answer given by fellow Toastmasters in this particular meeting. And let's judiciously use all these things, pack it up together while we are listening to our very first speaker. Let's welcome our first speaker and remind yourself that today everyone is an evaluator. So while the speaker is speaking, as Madam General Evaluator stated, keep your pen and paper ready and thoroughly listen to the speaker carefully. Today we have the honor to have our test speaker, Toastmaster Ansh Verma with us. Toastmaster Ansh, I would request you to please come on camera and unmute yourself. Meanwhile, I'll just pick up your introduction. Yes, I see you. Will this be
Sorry
your
about the background.
area?
Sorry.
Will this be your speaking area? You will speak from here?
Oh, yes. Is this fine? Or should I change?
The light is quite loud, which is coming from your wall. Would you like
Okay,
to
just a
change?
second. Yeah, just a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. We want to get the best version of yourself, hence we are spending our time on your visibility. Impromptu speaking is not only about how you are speaking using your words, it is also about how you are appearing on screen. Because it is the non-verbal cues which equally bring balance or imbalance when we attempt any kind of impromptu or a prepared speech and segment. Let's wait for a couple of seconds so that our test speaker can ensure that he is ready for the same. Much better. And yeah, this is far better. Would you like to it is like, want to keep it blur or do you want to remove the same for us?
I think it's
That's
fine to
comfortable. Let's take it from here. Whatever is comfortable with you, we'll take it from here. Okay. So today we have Toastmaster Anj, and as you did hear from his introduction, if people you missed, let me reiterate it for everybody that Toastmaster Anj is a software engineer at Optimus Information and serving currently as the president of the Optimus Toastmasters Club. Today, Toastmaster Ansh is attempting project 2 from level 1. Toastmaster Ansh, may I know your path, please?
Sorry, level 1, project 2.
Of which particular path?
I kind of forgot that, so I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries. Okay. So what we can do, you can later just paste the same on chat when you recall. So there are 6 pathway at present in Toastmaster, and level 1 project 2 is quite common if you pick any pathway. So we are not missing out on anything. The path, this project is common across all the pathway, the project. So level 1 project 2 which is about writing a speech with purpose. So today, Toastmaster Ansh is attempting that particular project. So, Ansh, are you ready?
Yeah, I am, I guess.
I'll read your speech title. So, Ansh Verma, the power of taking the first step. The power of taking the first step, Ansh Verma.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samruddhi. And good evening, Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters. I would like to begin with a simple question. Have you ever delayed doing something because you were waiting for the perfect moment?
Yes, so many times.
Yeah. So maybe it was applying for a job or starting a business, learning a new skill, or even speaking in front of the audience. I know I have. For a long time, I believed successful people had something special that I didn't. And I thought they were naturally confident, naturally talented, and somehow knew exactly what they were doing. And then I learned an important truth about it. Most successful people are simply people who took the first step before they were ready. So that's how they become successful. And let me share my personal experience of that. A few years ago, I wanted to learn programming seriously. I watched videos, bought courses, read articles, and even made detailed plans. So my preparation was excellent, but my execution was terrible. Every day I would tell myself, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes the next week becomes the next month. And I was in a loop. And before I knew it, months had passed. And one day I realized I was doing something embarrassing. I was just saying I'll start, but I was not starting it. I had spent more time planning to learn than actually to learn. And planning is important, and when you do it judiciously, it can help you avoid mistakes and stay focused, right? So I spent 30 minutes doing coding rather than planning. Not a perfect study schedule, I knew. Like just 30 minutes are not enough. The first day I made mistakes. The second day I even made more mistakes. And the third day I was completely confused. But something interesting happened about that. A few weeks later, concepts that was once looked impossible, they were making sense to me. After a few months, I could build small applications. The difference wasn't talent. The difference wasn't intelligence. The difference was simply taking the first step. That is what I was missing earlier. This lesson applies from far beyond programming. This can be applied anywhere. Think about riding a bicycle. No one learns by reading 100 pages about balance, right? You have to take up a bicycle, you have to ride it. At some point, you have to get on the bicycle, you have to start, you have to wobble, you have to fail, you have to embarrass yourself, and eventually you will learn. Confidence is not something we get from before we act. Confidence is something we gain because we act. Many people wait to feel confident before starting, but confidence is usually the result, not the requirement. That is what I believe. Imagine if a child decide to wait until they become an uh, expert in walking. They would never able to walk. Yes, yet as an adult, we often do exactly that, and we wait until we know everything. We wait until conditions are perfect, and they are never perfect. I'm telling you that. We wait until we are certain we won't fail, and while we are waiting, opportunities pass by. And there is a very famous saying: "A journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step." The 1,000 miles sound very impressive, but the most important part is single step, because without it, the journey never begins. Today, as I stand here delivering this speech, I am reminded of that lesson. Speaking can be intimidating. Many people rank it among their greatest fear. Yeah, it is also my greatest fear, to be very honest. Yet, ever experienced speaker was once a beginner. Every confident presenter was once felt nervous, and every Toastmaster once delivered their first speech. And the difference is not they chose to begin. So, I would like to leave you with a challenge. Think of one thing that you have been postponing. Think of the one goal that you have been postponing, that one dream, that one opportunity. You can ask yourself, what is the smallest first step that I can take today? Not next week, not next month, but today itself. Because you don't need perfect conditions, you don't need complete confidence, you don't need all the answers, you only need the change to begin. You only need the courage for that. First step maybe see to change everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ansh. Can we please hear it for our prepared speech and our speaker to be specific? Now, it takes a lot to plan and also to deliver in that set timeline, and he tried to do his best. And we will share our thoughts regarding the same once called upon by our general evaluator towards the end. But now it is not the time to wait for the general evaluator. Now it's the time to witness one of the most weighted, one of the most enthusiastic, one of the most judiciously used of mind segment, because I'm talking about our table topic master. Today, our table topic master is our presiding officer who has been already introduced. But for people who know or don't know him, he is one of the most sincere members in this particular meeting who tried his level best every time to ensure that he shows up in spite of any technical failure or any challenges professionally or personally, and also try to encourage each and every other member of this club and the fellow clubs to come together and to ensure that the meeting is running smoothly on time. Can we please hear it, and let's keep applauding for our table topic master of the evening. May I request Toastmaster Suraj to please take the virtual stage and proceed further. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti. Thank you so much. The introduction meant a lot, I would say, very simply. So again, once again, very wonderful good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters, and I welcome all of you in the today's one of the most weighted segment, as mentioned by the Toastmaster Smriti. And before I start, I'll just outline a few guidelines for this particular segment, and this is also going to be very, very impromptu. I would, as soon as Toastmaster Murthy and my coach as well told me that, are you going to be the table topic master? And I just said yes. And then I thought that let me just search some ideas on the ChatGPT. But then I thought that why ChatGPT? If it's going to be impromptu, let me just be impromptu, right? So still I'm just not aware that what am I going to throw upon you all, but definitely there will be something which we all can enjoy, and then maybe I can ask for some ideas from your end as well. So the timing is the same, 2 minutes. Like at 1 minute we'll have green card, one at 1 minute and 30 seconds we'll have a yellow card, and at 2 minutes we'll have a red card. And I would request each and every one of you to use the word of the day given by our grammarian, that is judicious, as many times as possible, so that we can just keep this vocab in our daily regular use, right? And now moving forward, I'll just ask a few person like, do you have any idea? Because I do already have some idea, right? And I'll just work upon that as well. I'll just try to enforce that, and let's see. But I'll just, before I move forward to ask for some ideas from your end, I'll just put it across. We all understand the power pose, right? Like whenever we are so excited, whenever we go on a tour, or whenever we reach at the mountain peak, or during trekking, we feel like that we just show our power pose, and we just say something out loud with so much of energy, right? And we feel so much good. So what is one power pose which you have, like you are habitual of, whether it's your result, you have done something well, you have met someone, you have met your friend after so much of time, you are going to do something interesting, you have achieved something great, or anything like something, whenever something you do, something you just do, and whenever you feel so much happy, so much excited, that power pose you have to show here on the camera, right? And then you have to also say that what do you really say, speak at that moment, and then you have to explain that moment in your own words. So I just now want to ask that whether you have understood whatever I wanted to convey or not. I just want some confirmation,
Can
right?
you repeat, Toastmaster Suraj? Sorry, I was on a call.
Yes.
Can you repeat
Okay.
I just heard some power poses and I couldn't.
Okay. So now the table topic session, which I'm going to conduct, will have a theme. The name of the theme is power pose. As soon as you are brought on the virtual stage, you have to show your power pose, right? And then you have also to speak, you have to speak the word, the line, the terminology which you speak whenever you feel energetic, whenever you feel excited, right? And when you have achieved something, and then you have to speak about that moment. How do you feel, and how did you get that power pose in your life? Am I clear? For example, I'll just give you the demo on myself, right? The demo, right? So the best, I will be giving you the demo, right? Uh, Again, I'll explain, or I'll just try to recollect the moment I just got my job. I did the bungee jumping. I just cracked like the screening in of the SSB interview, right? Once. So my normal power pose is just clench your fist, right? And then just do it like this, right? To like to my friends or to anyone. For example, when I did the bungee jumping, I did like this to the person who just pushed me, right? So my power pose is clench your fist very tightly, and then have a eye contact with the person whoever are in front of you, and then say like just I and most of the time I keep myself silent. I don't have any particular word, though I do have that depends upon like some deity, like anyone, like I just call speak out the name of any Hindu deity, right? That I do, right? And if you ask me to d- describe the moment, I would say that this shows who am I, right? This really shows that who am I from inside, and then I feel so much energetic that anything comes in front of me, right? Especially the fear, especially something that that works as an obstacle, or that is kind of keeps me down. I just feel like that just come in front of me and I'm just gonna shatter you into pieces, that now the obstacle will not be anymore in front of me, and then I'll be moving forward. So this is the general idea which this is general thought which I have. As a demo, I hope that I am clear, right? I have just explained myself, right? And now I request someone on this stage. I would request someone on this stage, and as we have so many Toastmasters today, so I think I'll be picking up none other than the Toastmaster Dev Prasher. Toastmaster Dev, are you ready to show your power pose and speak upon that?
I will take the last one because right now I have stuck a sticky note on my camera, so I won't be able to come on the camera.
Okay, it's all right. So next we can have Toastmaster Akib.
I have a question.
Yes,
So
please.
this speech has to be like 1 to 2 minutes, right? Like with that pose.
No. You can just come back from your pose and then you can express yourself for the time duration.
So, okay, cool. The power pose.
May I?
Yes.
Yes.
The power pose, I had many. So when I was young, when I was in class 6, me and my friends used to talk that we get distracted very easily. And, and that was like the problem with everybody, that we wanted to avoid distraction. So I had this pose. Well, while I was going home or while I was coming to my institute, I would do like this, hold a hand on my head and look on the road and start walking. So I won't look left, I won't look right. Like I will just look at the road and walk to my coaching and fully concentrated thinking of the questions and solutions. So that is something which I used to have, and that was so much powerful that I could remember everything that had to be discussed in the class. So we were trying to actually use the time uh, used in travel to basically remember, recollect, and rehearse stuff which is going to be discussed in my institution. So that was a really good thing, and I don't do it now. Like I can't look on the road and drive, or I can't look on the road and walk because anybody can come and hit. But back then it was like just a street or something. People thought this guy is a mad, and and it's not just me. Like everybody was a little different. My brother used to run and do bowling while going to his institution. So everybody had their own way of having these posts, but I think that was very powerful for me, and it helped me in getting my focus back in a very good way. So if you guys want to try it out, like if you're also facing distraction and all, try doing that, like thinking just one direction. And the closest thing which I could recall is uh, there is a flap, there is a wing kind of stuff that Chinese people put in on the kids during exam. Like that was the pose. And I got to see that after 5, 10 years. Oh my God, these guys have copied my idea. But ladies and gentlemen, it does help. It is powerful when you are trying to really remember something.
Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Akif, for your power pose and a meaningful power pose, I would say. And I would just add one more rule, I would say, that you can talk either your power pose, right, and your feeling, or the power pose of celebrity or anyone in this world you like the most, and how does it make you feel good, right? For example, whenever I see Virat Kohli, like just going on, like we have so many cricketers in the world, and they have different ways to celebrate their success on the ground, right? And apart from cricket, we have so many, like in the film, in the, like everywhere we have. So you can also talk about your favorite power pose of your favorite person, right? So this is one another option you have. Sorry to us, Mr. Akif, for not giving you this option in the
I
beginning.
wish you told me this. I had a really good idea with
We
that.
can have you again on the stage once everyone is done with this topic. So now I think I have made this theme a bit more interesting, I would say, and less complex. Now, okay, I have to do. Okay, it's okay. Toastmaster Anish Verma. Thank you so much for joining us. And okay. So next, I would like to call upon the stage is Toastmaster. We have Manvi, our general evaluator for the day. Toastmaster Manvi, power pose, Toastmaster Manvi.
The word power pose itself says a pose that gives you the power, a pose wherein you feel comfortable, and a pose that is your go-to action when you are happy, when you are confident. And you know what, guys? What I do whenever I am stuck in a situation wherein I have to react, I have to give a power pose, I just clench my fingers as tightly as I can, take a deep breath, and loosen those fingers out. This helps me control my nervousness. This helps me control my happiness. And this at times even helps me control the situation where I can happily shout and get my throat hurt. I remember there was a conference on, I think, last week, wherein one of our mentee was on stage competing with other people. As soon as the results were about to be announced, somewhere or the other, I was told she is going to win. She did good. She actually will win. And the only thing that I did was I texted the other mentor, because we were two who were guiding her. I texted the other matter, I don't know what to do, and I am getting a number of people who are coming to me and saying she will win. I just made a video call to that individual because she was not here. I made a video call and said, you have to be there when the results will be announced because I alone cannot control it. I knew she'll win. I was confident that she'll win. But the nervousness inside me, the nervousness of a question, what if, kept me nervous throughout. And the only thing that I did was clenching my wrist. And as soon as she won, my hands actually released its nervousness and tension. This specifically helps me control my anxiety, my happiness, my throat, and whatnot. And that is how I personally believe this might be a power pose or not, but this helps me be in power whenever these situations come upon. What is your power pose, Toastmaster Suraj?
Well, thank you so much. Well, when it comes to result, basically you just clench your face, tighten your teeth, like, right, and just jump here and there. Or if you are not jumping, almost somewhere you are jumping, keep jumping in your mind. So I could understand your feelings. I think power pose is a good thing when it comes to controlling your nervousness or anxiety or fear, I would say. And it's a very good way to again convey your emotion when it comes to positive emotions. Moving forward, I would request Toastmaster Kshitija, are you comfortable coming on the camera or taking up a topic?
I will not be on camera, but yeah, I can speak if you want that.
You power pose Toastmaster Kshitija.
Thank you so much. So I will say about power poses is initially, personally, I had, as you mentioned, Virat Kohli. So I had the same aggressive. I was same as aggressive whenever I achieve something good or big. So I was very aggressive in my school time, but later on during college, and now I've been very polite and constant. uh, my power pose has become like, if I achieve something that's great, go for a temple and just being grateful for that. Not that much aggressive as earlier, but I wanted to mention one story about it. So I always been nervous when it comes to the talking or speaking. I had one mentor. He's in the Mercedes bench, so he's guiding me throughout my project, whatever currently I'm pursuing. So he says that I had one question like, I'm very nervous, and whenever there's something I have to speak about, so what should I do? So he sent me some videos about power poses. So power poses is not just about that when you're winning something, you do some poses. It's also helps when you are in a situation when you are very nervous and you have to face a client. It could be anything. It can be your interview or anything, and you're just too nervous. So uh, some of the power poses, they are known as for giving you that kind of that thought that you can be little relaxed. For example, Superman pose. So when you have any interview or anything else, you can just before the interview, before the starting, you can just pose like Superman, and this Super Women or Wonder Woman pose. And and others are like so many powerful poses that you have to do by your own. And because it is something like when you do with your body, somehow your brain feels that power, and uh, that can make you little less nervous. Like currently I'm here nervous a little bit, but now I'm feeling good. So this is, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking on a journey where we could understand the psychological region, how power pose gives us energy, and how it helps us to overpower the nervousness and the fear we face in any particular situation. When you mentioned about Virat Kohli, I could imagine him like having his bat in one hand and helmet in one hand, and just like he is like so aggressive. No, like just opening his mouth so open, and then the way he just cry out loud. I mean, that's amazing. That's literally quite aggressive, but that sometimes makes you feel, gives you energy, right? It makes you feel good whenever, especially when you are the a fan of any particular cricketer, right? So that's amazing. Seeing Virat Kohli aggressive, and that's okay. Like, be aggressive if it gives you energy. If it really annoys your adversary, then just go and go on. It's okay. Uh, Now I would like to see on the stage Toastmaster Jash. Toastmaster Jash, power pose, Toastmaster Jash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj, for a wonderful table topic, unique session that you're hosting. So the underlying position of each of us is that when we do a power pose, something positive happens in our mind. Some anxiety, we get rid of some anxiety, some nervousness, some jitters. That is what power pose does to you. And when I was thinking of it and I got some time to reflect on it, I, being a person who's so much into yoga, I feel that every yoga pose is a power pose. But there is some ritual that we do at the end of our yoga session is, of course, there is Shavasana, which we all look forward to. And in the end, when you get up, you meditate and you do Om. So not technically a power pose, but a power ritual, I would, if I have the permission to take a broad context of it. A power ritual where you just fold your arms, your hands like this, and you just say, oh, where you absorb the energy, the vibrations of your surroundings, and it makes you feel calm and peaceful. Not a single thought to trouble you. Your brain is just empty. And in that stillness and in that relaxation and in that emptiness of your mind, new ideas come in. This gives you a gateway. It opens a gateway, a portal for new ideas and new reflections to come in. And it also has helped me to be more religious as well. And in the end, you just do this pose and you rub your hands together and you keep your hands on your face. And that warmth, when you feel it, it truly reinvigorates our entire mind, our body, and our soul. So to sum up, I would just urge every one of us here to just do this pose whenever you're feeling relaxed, whenever you're feeling nervous or have those nervous jitters. Just do this and just be at calm, be at peace. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jash. Basically, where you showed us the way to be silent or calm from outside, but a superhuman from inside, right? And I could relate whatever you have said. Whenever you are just controlling your thoughts, like not having zero thought, but to just observing the thoughts in mind. And then when you see that the number of thoughts have started coming on a very minimal number, then you say something positive, and then you just feel like that you are just aligning with the universe. You are aligning with the superpower, right? So that moment is really quite defining, especially when you are in a meditative state. So that I liked about. Now I would like to see someone on the stage, Toastmaster Smurti.
I never thought that
Um,
I'll get an opportunity to explain my power ritual. But before you understand my power ritual, you have to understand me and from where it came from. Because it was not invented, it was discovered. I was blessed with a very beautiful height. Well, this. So, voluntarily or involuntarily, I'm talking about a 10-year-old kid, I used to get ignored, royally ignored. So, I had this tendency to imagine this as my feet. I had the tendency to be on the tip and just slightly come up so that you can see me in that particular crowd. Imagine a 10-year-old doing all those creatively stupid thing. That was my tendency to be on my tip, on my fingers, and also trying to be on my toes and trying to be the tippy toe one on that particular room. So at least you can see me, then you will call me, then you will talk to me, just chasing attention. Gradually, it started adding up. And when I reached a certain age, I came across a very aggressively beautiful song. I think it's by Linkin Park. The song is Nobody Listening. I love the song like anything. It's a very, very dark song, but I love the lines where it says that told you everything loud and clear, but nobody listening. My heart full of pain, head full of stress, a lot of things. So, what I do in general every time when I am about to speak something which is at stake, the discussion is on stake, I try to be again in my tip and toes. I imagine as if I'm wearing a cape, it automatically it takes care of my shoulder. I just imagine I'm just wearing the cape right now. So it takes care of my shoulder. I loudly imagine and sing this song in my head, and at the same time, to calm my nerves, I open my mouth and try to do the om literally so that my muscle can get relaxed. So, with a combination of this, I do my power ritual. So, even though I am here or here, my confidence is definitely on the rooftop. So, that's my power ritual, Toastmaster Suraj. Over to you.
Wow, that's an amazing take on Power Pose. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smurti. Uh, Indeed. Now we have Toastmaster. I think Toastmaster Dev. Toastmaster Dev, are you there? I think he
Yes,
must be
just give
preparing
me
him.
1 minute.
Okay. Can you take up the topic?
Yes, yes, just let me set up my camera.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. For you, I think, okay. Toastmaster Dev, Power Pose, Toastmaster Dev.
Well, it's not a power boost for me, but it's a power word. Because from my childhood, what I used to do is I just keep both my hands and up and I will like, Didi, I want help. So it's my always the elder sibling who keeps us out from all the troubles and save us. Because when I was in the nursery, my sister was in fourth class, and I used to run to her class and sleep on her lap. And everybody else around there, she was embarrassed, but I was like, Didi, and this goes on till today. Because still, if I have any trouble, like I am in my class and I don't know what to do, I just call her. She is in a very important meeting. Her client is from Singapore, but I don't know anything else. I just want Didi, you are my Didi and you will help me. No one is more important than me to you. And that's my power pose because I can do that anytime I want. If my father is shouting at me, Didi, save me. If my mother is calling me for work, Didi, save me. And if I need money, which I usually do, I like, Didi, I just need something to eat. And that's how I got up every time. But now it's been 20 years since I am here. My sister only known me from the day I was born. But for me, she is the only mother that I have who have raised me while not beating me up, but just scolding me. And that's why the power pose that I go ahead with and I still can and I still will is Didi. So Toastmaster Suraj, do you have any power pose just like my one? Or you are helpless just like the elder sibling? Thank you and over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dev. Whether it's a pose, whether it's a what, the whole idea is to overcome the situation, right? And when it comes to sibling, of course, like when they come to rescue you, they will come with full heart, but they will come with lots of words, right? And the words will be flooded upon you, and then you will be just enjoying from within, by the way, because you know that you will get the help. And again, I always like the vibes and the a small scuffle between among siblings. So that's again an amazing thing. Uh, as I have promised that I will give Toastmaster Akib the stage once again. So Toastmaster Akib, please come on the stage and
Yes, so
you can,
one of
yeah.
the power pose, you can say a pose or power action, which I was admired by, and you all would remember when I say this. So there was this chess wizard. I can't recall his name, but one of Indian guy whose name is Gokul. He kind of won against him, and that was like what? And that is something which we felt real connection with, because in a way you are kind of releasing a lot of tension from your body. Once you're done with that thing, you're like, it's over. So that is something which I wanted to share when I heard that Suraj would allow people also to share what they like. This is something which I loved. When it comes to actors, when it comes to Bollywood, there is this very amazing power pose which Akshay Kumar has. And when we were in college, it was year 2016. So all of us, we got graduated and we were trying to do some pose as like we were all young kids and we were in so much hurry to post success on Facebook that every time we were looking for some new pose, some new captions and all. That was like very childish thing that we had, but we got placed and we wanted to do a real nice pose. And we remembered this pose, which is done by Akshay Kumar and one of the more guy. He looks at the side stairs and like three of the people standing and looking sideways. So we did that pose and that was really nice. Yep, Suraj, please too. Just wanted to share, not giving
Okay.
topic here.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks to each and every one of you for taking up this stage and talking about the power pose. I didn't know that we can have so much of discussion and so much of takes on power pose only. Now I would simply hand over the stage to our moderator for any other activity if the time allows, as if timer can confirm, right? Toastmaster Asmurti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suraj. Can you please hear it for him? Quite a tight set where he encouraged each one of us to come forward and make sure we do justice to the topic. Not only that, he demonstrated the same twice and thrice in between so that we understand the segment well. So thank you so much once again, Toastmaster Suraj, and thank you to all the speakers, where we ensured while speaking we are making the judicious use of time, words, stage, and the topic given to us. That's all put together needed whenever you attempt any impromptu speaking. Now we have more talking to do. So without further investigating or investing our time here, let's give the segment to the person who is in charge, our general evaluator. May I request Toastmaster Manvi to please take the proceedings forward. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti, and thank you so much, everyone, for actively participating while the table topics was going. Now, like we mentioned in the initial phase of this meeting, that we had one speaker, and every single individual who will be there in the meeting will have to evaluate that speaker. Now you might be thinking, will I be calling first? Do we have any nominations for this? Because I'll call you any way. May it be on first or may it be on last, you will have to speak about the evaluation. So, do we have someone who would take the first, who would like to initiate this section and start with the evaluation?
I just want to confirm that do we have time foundation or we just because there are so
We
many
have time
evaluators?
foundation for 2 to 3 minutes. We'll be speaking the
Same one,
same
the
like we
same
do
one.
evaluation. I see
Well,
no
I
one
think
volunteer. Okay. Yes.
I can
Please
go
go
for the
ahead.
evaluation part.
Yes, please go.
Okay. So Toastmaster Yash doing L1 P2. The very first thing which I like the most is the way he asked the question, because that's one of the best thing to engage the audience and to just bring audiences in your speech, to make them the part of your overall stage delivery, right? So that is one thing. And he mentioned about some of his personal anecdote. How did he find the jobs and other educational qualification, and then he kept procrastinating several times for other things as well. So yeah, I think those were things. When it comes to content, I highly appreciate Toastmaster Yash. One thing which two things which I would just recommend him to just bring in his value a speech, that if he could just look at the camera, right? Camera that can help us to engage the audiences virtually. That is one thing. And the second thing is if he can bring some modulation, like he can vary the speech. For example, he mentioned several quote. He mentioned some like emotion. I just want him to bring in the emotions whenever he talks. For example, he mentioned that imagine your childhood. So I just wanted him to bring that feeling, imagine that childhood, like he is supposed to be child while saying that right line. Next, he mentioned several quotes. For example, every journey begins with one step, something like that. I don't remember that. So I think whenever we say quote, that must be in a assertive tone, so that we feel the energy and we feel, because that will also impact the audiences and that will give us a kind of take home message. So that is the things which I wanted him to improve. And in the end, I would say that he excelled at the content, and just better he work upon his tone and the variety of the voice, or I would say endeavor. And back to elevator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suraj, for that crisp evaluation. Who would like to go next and evaluate the speaker? Toastmaster Akif, the stage is all yours.
Awesome. Thanks, Toastmaster Mani. So the speech given by the speaker was really good when you talk about taking that first step. And when the speech was like the topic was given to him, I thought it is a table topic. Later, only to realize that it is a prepared speech. I was like very happy. Like, how can he think so much in just a like seconds? I was like, if he is speaking like this, then I'm going to die when the topic comes to me. But the ideas, the variety that Yash brought up was real good. Uh, Places where I felt he was really good, as told by Suraj as well, the content was really good. Like he had good stuff put in there, a lot of good ideas. But now that we are in age of AI, content is not getting that priority. Like people know that you can get real good content, real good speech written by AI itself. Now the more importance is given to personalization, which you had in first part of your speech, but some more personalization throughout the speech by giving examples would be good. And I felt the structure also would have been a little better than what it was. So these two things would make the speech better. And if you can bring some emotion, as was told by Suraj, like bring in some passion, bring it some emotions. When you're telling something which is very close to your heart, emotions comes out very naturally, unless you are reading out. So if it is really connected to you, bring out that emotion, let it out, let it flow. And that is the only way we can bring a better speech, and with speech we can influence or persuade people. So, and that's really important, right? As a Toastmaster, we are supposed to influence, persuade people. And to do that, you have to bring that life into the speech. Otherwise, we can feed the same content to AI, it can convert to an audio, right? But since we are speaking as a human, let us make it humanized. Invented a word. But over to you, Toastmaster Manvi.
Thank you so much, Master Akif, for your valuable feedback for the speaker. Who would love to go next? Master Kshitija, would you like to give it a try?
I like everyone's speech, but I think the most story, I think moderator is Smriti. I like her story, the way she explained everything. She's awesome. I'm learning a lot from her, the way she speaks, the pace. I'm not that well, but just learning things. I don't have anything to for her improvement, to be very honest. But I would just say that I like her the most when it comes to delivering things in that way. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your valuable feedback for the role taker, Kshitija. Just quick question. While the speaker, Toastmaster Ansh, was delivering his speech, do you like something that he spoke, or maybe any improvement point that you would love to suggest him on which he can improve?
As others mentioned, that emotion part, and which which would can be even more interactive, that not be just like just saying and I'm just listening but not feeling anything. So yeah,
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you so much for your valuable feedback, Shipuja.
thank you.
Who would love to go next? Toastmaster Dev or Toastmaster Jayesh? I'll call Smriti at the end. Toastmaster Jayesh or Toastmaster Dev? Who would like to take this opportunity? Okay, Toastmaster Jayesh. Yes, Toastmaster Jayesh. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi and Madam General Evaluator. To evaluate Toastmaster Ansh Verma's speech, I think the content was really great. The content was relatable. Everybody resonates with that thought that yes, we need to take that step to achieve something. It's a very ubiquitous thought that everybody shares. It's a very nice, motivating thought that everybody would be very connected with and inspired with, easily inspired with. I would have loved if he would have just looked at the audience and not at, I think he was looking at sideways. Didn't really feel that eye contact or that touch that I could. It would have made me feel better about the content and about, yes, he is speaking to us and not to or reading something out of the screen. The one thing that I really liked about him was the conclusion that he gave us an actionable step to kind of forced us into thinking that what is something that you are postponing in your life. So that is something that I really connected with, and he forced us to think about his topic and what he is doing. So again, I said, and everybody said that yes, the content was good, and content can be plagiarized through ChatGPT and AI tools. But the emotion part again was somewhere I felt that was lacking. And yes, the pacing, one another thing was pacing. I felt that it was quite fast paced, and there was some glitch in the, I don't know, it was my internet or the what his internet, but there was some glitches here and there which I felt, and the pacing was something that it would have helped me. If even if there was a glitch, it would have helped me to understand the sentences better. So the pacing could have been improved from my point of view. And yes, I think that's about it. He gave us good examples also about he gave us good metaphors about bicycling, how you learn to bicycle, how you learn to walk, and all those examples also kind of really well fitted with the examples that he gave, and with the very well lined up with his thought in delivering his topic. And yes, I have reached the qualified green mark. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh, for that detailed evaluation. Now, the last, or should I say the second last speaker, Toastmaster Dev. Toastmaster Dev, are you ready?
Just 1 minute, let me adjust the camera.
Your voice is not clear to me.
Is it clear now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. First thing that I noticed about Toastmaster's speech is I really liked how he connected with everyone by just his words. Like if it wasn't a prepared speech, it was just a Modi ji's Man Ki Baat, he would be the first one who have won the uh, pitch. Because we all were connected because of the words he was throwing at us, because they were relatable to us. We know those words, we know how they feel because we have gone through it. But as I was the timer, my main notice was on the time and on the clock. And I was feeling like this speech is going to end. But why? I want to hear more about him, more and more, so that I can learn and feel more. Sorry, and that's when I noticed his video. He was looking at us right like this. He was too much into the camera, more than his words. And I was thinking, what if he was just back there, standing up, or maybe his hands are visible? He was talking to us with his hands, and we get to connect with him more better with the content as well. The most thing I missed was the hand gestures, the connection between him, because the words are very powerful, but the actions weren't. And that's when I realized it. The speech is already ended. I'd be like, why? There was 7 minutes of time. He could have shared his stories that how he came to this conclusion that we are like this. Why? And that's when I realized that My target speaker is not someone who just came here and gave the speech. He was the someone who came here and told us something that we all can relate with. And I will just want for him to speak for more than 5 minutes, more than 6 minutes, more than 7 minutes, more than he can, and more than we can hear. Because it was a time where we go to speeches and the speeches go like they are going, and we'll be like, just stop this speaker, he is going too much. But not here. Here we wanted speak more, speak more. Come on, the green card is not here, speak more. So Toastmasters, please make sure to connect with your audience with your hand gesture, with your body language, and with your facial expressions because they matter more than the words when you are giving the speeches. And the time is the crucial point. You need to make it till the green card, and even not the green card, just complete your story or add examples, live example. We were able to connect with you through the points that you have told, but we would have connected better if you told us that I have gone through this by this the live example. That live example because someone else also have gone through it. So these are the two recommendations. You have done your job really well. You are a great pitcher. You just need to focus on your vocal variety, your voice modulation and camera positioning, and the time management. And then you will kill it in your next speech. Thank you and over to you, Toastmaster Manvi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dave, for sharing that detailed evaluation. And I would love to share all the evaluations that happened till now with the speaker. But how can we leave our coach, Toastmaster Smriti? Toastmaster Smriti, the stage is all yours for your evaluation.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. And indeed, politely stated quote that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Toastmaster Ansh took that step by presenting his speech of Level 1 Project 2 or bringing a speech with purpose. Indeed, the speech had a purpose. The purpose to motivate us, the purpose was to influence us so that we can take some action after the speech is over. So definitely Toastmaster Ansh met the project objective by delivering the speech titled The Power of Taking the First Steps. I would love to share my thoughts on the commendation and recommendation by bringing the acronym of STEP here, STEP, where S and T are the commendation. S is the structure. Very few new Toastmasters at level 1 try to attempt it by bringing structure. Toastmaster Ansh decided to bring a generic terminology, a generic concept of success, the delusion around success. Then he decided to bring specific example, a set of tightly packed 5-6 example, and then he concluded with bringing it back to generic life of individuals and Toastmaster. There's a clean structure he decided to bring. Second is the theme. Even though he gave n number of examples, it was intact with the success and the illusion, the success and the planning. It was on track. Nowhere he gave a random example which was not fitting in this particular bucket. All the examples were intact. The structure and the theme, full marks on doing so. But we are taking and actually taking the step towards progressing being a better speaker. So two things which are very crucial. E is the enhancement. Less is more. I made a note of the example which was given by Toastmaster Ansh. We started with planning, then the coding, then programming, cycling, walking, and then public speaking, which is all put together 6 examples in a story. When we bring too much content with respect to stories, we lose the essence of the true message. So Toastmaster Ansh, my suggestion is to bring 1 or 2 story and dig deeper to the same. Now, for example, how about bringing your coding journey and the public speaking journey? Deep dive into the same, giving us more detail about it. How did you chase the gap between the preparation and the execution in the coding journey and then the public speaking journey? So the tight content with less is more will enhance your speech content. And the last one is P, which is the propel. There are many ways to propel a Toastmaster speech. First suggestion is, which my personal favorite, don't give too much or everything in your speech title. The power of taking the first step. It is quite predictable that you are coming and delivering a speech where you are going to speak about the first step. However, make it something short yet which will intrigue the audience. I would have tried something like, what if today? Now, that is my speech title. I leave the audience to imagine what's exactly coming here. And I will make the same as my call to action. That if you are planning to do something, what if it's today? Overall, Toastmaster Ansh, a good structure, awesome theme. Let's work together to enhance the same with less content and bring a strong propelness for our audience. If all the things are put together, we are on the right step to march forward. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti, for that detailed evaluation. I hope I covered all of the people who are there in the meeting. Now, I will not evaluate the speaker because you all did. What I will be sharing today is something that we have to be mindful of while doing the evaluation. And since you all heard each other's evaluation, there might be few points that you learned, oh, I missed this. There might be few points that others might have learned from you. But doing the evaluation is also a trick. And evaluation itself is a speech. So, my dear friends, while evaluating, we have to consider it as a speech instead of just sharing our thoughts that we feel. And when we are delivering a speech, there are three major points while drafting a speech. That should be opening, what will be the body, and what will be the conclusion. When we have all 3 points in action, we can do the evaluation very smoothly. And the other thing that we can implement and we should implement is the sandwich method. You know, we have sandwiches, there are two top and bottom layers of bread, and then we have so many ketchups and veggies in between. In the same way, we have to sandwich our evaluation in a way wherein we start with the commendation, what the speaker did good. We can move to recommendations on all the points that it could have been improved. And then coming back to the commendation, just sandwiching it, that what else the speaker could have improved, and then summarizing the same. Whenever I share the same with my mentees, I usually say I can divide the commendations in two parts. We have to comment twice while we are doing the CRC method. In the first part, I usually ask the mentees to cover the content area, how the content was, how the transitions were the examples fitting in the speech or not. And the second commendation, wherein we have to conclude, I personally do the same and I personally request my mentees to do the same. Wherein we already commented on the content, we gave recommendations enough on all the delivery and everything. Now, the second commendation can be non-verbal, wherein whether the speaker was smiling, was he or she confident enough, how the body language was, how the stage movement was, and in a virtual presence, how the eye contact was maintained or not. All these non-verbal gestures can be commented in the second commendation. This, I personally feel, this is the technique that I do. And I request my mentees to do so that we even get a fair idea of where exactly we have to put which point. Now, a small thing that I observed today while people were evaluating was during the recommendation, most of the evaluators said emotions were missing. The individual could have incorporated more of voice modulation or maybe the eye contact. But all these points are good. But how will the speaker know where he missed the emotion? That how should be covered while we are giving a recommendation. For example, if the speaker was smiling and the content was little deep, you can write a sentence for an example and say, while you were delivering this specific sentence, you had a smile on your face that was contradicting your statement. How should be clear, and then only speaker will know what exactly he or she has to improve in the whole speech. Where exactly the emotions were missing, what exactly he did good. Even in the commendations, try to quote all those sentences or all those examples that you felt were very good. And coming to the last part, that is very important while we are evaluating. We usually forget summarizing our evaluation. Summarizing is very important when it comes to context because there are few marks regarding the summarization part. As soon as you are done with your commendations, done with recommendations and then commendations, go ahead and say in a sentence that you did this, all these things were good. A few things, for example, maintaining the eye contact, incorporating voice modulation could have been improved. So when we do all this sandwich part, the speaker will remember all the points that you shared. That was a small tip from my side for the evaluators. And now moving to the second part of the evaluation session, that is my tag team. I would like to call upon stage the grammarian of the meeting, Toastmaster Akif, to deliver his report. Toastmaster Akif, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi, for amazing masterclass on evaluation. I think I had forgotten a lot of those words, but now that you have told us, we will abide by the laws of evaluation. But let us jump into the grammarian stuff, which I was supposed to do. So there were few people who used the word judicious. Me used in the chat, but we had Smruti, Ansh using it in their speeches, which is real good. So kudos to them. Few things which I noted down, which were really good. Like, and they are not like amazing phrases, but there's something which if we incorporate in our normal speaking, it makes us sound a little better. So execution was terrible. Before I knew it, month has passed. Like this is a real good line which we can use in real life. Clench your fist. In that stillness, relaxation, open gateways to new ideas or open portal to new ideas, chasing attention. Yes, it will intrigue the audience. These were something which I liked as a good words which we can use in real life. There are certain things which we could have spoken a little better. So one of the speakers said, "We feel so much good." That could have been said as "We feel so good." Then another speaker said, "You have done something good." That could have been said as "You have done a good job." Then there was a speaker who said, "Thoroughly listen to speaker carefully." We could have said, "Listen carefully to the speakers." But not so much of recommendation, just three of these and the good words that I spoke. I think we were all better in terms of grammars, but let us learn from today's meeting and bring our A game in the next meeting. Over to you, Mami.
Thank you so much, Master Akif, for the detailed report. I still am wondering how you managed to note down the evaluations, how you managed to note down the good and not so good points, along with handling a baby around you. Hats off to you for this, Master Akif. Coming to the second tag team role player, Toastmaster Jayesh, who was the accounter of today's meeting. Toastmaster Jayesh, may I request you to be on stage and present your report, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi. So my role as an accounter was to look out for crutch words. And I think everybody did a very good job. I'll just give a very brief overview about the crutch words because everybody had the stage to speak a lot. And there were times that I forgot about my role and I was really listening to the speaker. But in general, that when I noticed each and everybody's speeches, Manvi, when you were delivering your table topic speech, there were no clutch words at all, and kudos to you. Smruti was a surprise. You used two clutch word, two ers, which is very rare for you to use in your table topics. I think that story that you were telling about your childhood, probably your train of thought there's crept in, which is unlikely of you. Toastmaster Kshitija, I would like to point out if she's not here, but I think Toastmaster Kshitija used a lot of uhs and ums. So probably my recommendation to her would be to just take pause, think it through, take 5 seconds, does not matter. It's a safe space. Think and then speak. A lot of clutch words like so and that were also used. Toastmaster Akib also, there was very a few uhs and ums. Toastmaster Dev, there were a couple of them. And yeah, I think everybody did a very good job. Toastmaster Suraj also did a very good job in speaking more clearly, taking pauses, and not letting those so, and that creep in your thought. And there was a sorry, Toastmaster Ansh, yes, I totally forgot. I didn't know. Yeah, Toastmaster Ansh, yes, he used 5 hours, small ones, and was used, which was not necessary to conclude. And there was a different kind of terminology that we use. It was two different kind of so yeah, that's it about Toastmaster, the speaker for the day. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster man.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chase, for that beautiful report. And thank you so much for keeping a count of almost all the role takers and speakers who came on stage today. Coming to the last but not the least, the timer of the meeting to present his report. Toastmaster Dave, can we have you on screen to share the report of the timer, please?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi. I will be sharing my screen now. Here is the timing report for today. Toastmaster Kshitija is at times 1 minute 27 seconds. And rest of the timing you all can see on the table topic session. Toastmaster Suraj as table topic master and hold the table topic session run 29 hours 53 seconds. And there were only one disqualification with respect to time, that is Toastmaster Kshitija with 3 minutes and 10 seconds, and Toastmaster Manvi and Toastmaster Jace were right on the boundary line. So I will request you to please wind up as soon as you see the red card so you won't touch the grass before it's too late. And in the evaluation session, the speech evaluators, there were four, and my time was just texted me, and it is 3 minutes 7 seconds, and rest of the timings are here. I will also paste my report in the chat box so you all can take notes. And yes, that's all for my report. I hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Manvi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dave, for that detailed report, and thank you so much for making it a visual one as well, so that we can look into our timings only and know what exactly to improve now. So that was my tag team, and thank you so much to all the three role players, especially the impromptu one who took up this role while I was already on screen and doing justice to that role. Thank you so much, guys, for taking up the role. Coming to the general evaluation report, I already shared the evaluation regarding the evaluators. A small thing that I would request, and the only thing that I would request before I give the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day is, while the meeting's timing is 4 to 16, I'll request all the people who have roles or who are about to attend the meeting to please be there before 4 so that we can start the meeting on time and we can end the meeting on time as well. Even though we still have time to conclude, but still, we started around 5 to 7 minutes late, and that is a huge time. So I request all the role takers and members to be there on time because the meeting room usually opens 15 to 20 minutes before the scheduled time. We can even do the AV checks there. We can go ahead with any confusions and we can plan our meeting so that we do not have any interruptions while the meeting is already on. That was my humble request to all the people who are there in the meeting today. Aside of this, thank you so much to all the role takers who took up the stage, all the people who spoke, even when they didn't had a role. And trust me, guys, when I say this, we were very few in numbers, but I felt the energy was very high. And the smiles that were there throughout on your faces gave us the feeling that yes, we are doing good even when the number is low. So that support, that environment is needed to keep everyone who's there in the meeting motivated. And thank you so much for doing that for each other. That was all from my side, being the journal evaluator, and would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, or should I say, the moderator of the meeting, Toastmaster Smriti. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Can we please hear it for her? It takes a lot to evaluate the evaluators and then sharing the tips how to propel in their journey and also sharing a generic evaluation about the entire meeting. That was a demonstration of a judicious use of time and words equally. Well, today, as we are talking about the impromptu battleground, impromptu playground. Okay, Suraj was not okay with the term of battleground. Now, why? Be it a playground or a battleground, rules are simple. You have to play it. Not doesn't matter if you win or you lose. Now, this impromptu playground is not restricted to our Toastmasters journey. Be it within Toastmasters or outside Toastmasters, we cannot skip the terminology of impromptu or give any kind of excuse to avoid the same. So, what we can do? I'll tell you three things what you can do. Start wherever you are. Use whatever you have and do whatever you can. Take these three things forward. Start wherever you are, use whatever you have, and do whatever you can to play that impromptu playground in that playground or be it a battlefield. Thank you so much to each and everybody who participated in this particular meeting, who made sure that whatever we are speaking, we are making sense. Even though we had a very different and a special meeting arrangement, it felt like a very power packed meeting arrangement. Thank you again to all the speakers and the role takers. We look forward together for many more new meeting structures and arrangement together with you. On that note, I give the stage back to our presiding officer for this particular meeting. Thank you so much once again, and Toastmaster Suraj, I give the stage back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti, moderator of today's meeting. It went really well, and now I would really appreciate each and every one of you, not just for taking up the roles, but also being impromptu, because most of the roles were taken today were impromptu. Whether it's Sergeant at Arms, of course, whether it's PO, I mean, a few like minor or major roles were decided in advance, but most of the roles, whether it's moderator, whether it's TTM, whether it's tag role players, whether it's G, right? All these roles were taken in a very impromptu way, and that proves that yes, we are a Toastmaster. And in this Toastmaster family, like again, Toastmaster family is so big, I would say it's across the world. If anyone says, or if anyone tells you that in a very less number, like with a small number, the meeting cannot be conducted or it's very much difficult, then now with my own experience, I can say that you should come to Toastmaster Club of Lucknow and then see how you can conduct the meeting, and you can even take the ideas and the training. And here, like the support, of course, you all will be needing some support, whether as a you can have support from your club coach, you can have support from the Toastmaster from other clubs, but again, your own fellow members of the club also matters, and they always show up for that. So for that, again, thanks. I think a huge thanks to each and every one of you for always showing up. Toastmaster Archive, thank you so much for joining. And it was a great session. And today we are not having the poll session as it was the impromptu session, because in impromptu, I think better we can just skip the poll session, right? And but feedback session is just still left, right? So now I would request anyone or everyone to come up and share your experiences, how we can better the quality of impromptu meeting, or how we can better the meetings. If we can just try to distract or just go away from the normal meeting structure. Anything else which can be added. Yes, Toastmaster Jayesh, he is, yes, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. So the theme of this meeting was impromptu speeches or impromptu, just thinking on your feet and lightning thinking. But I felt that when the table topics were given, the purpose of impromptu speeches was defeated. But when you said that this is what you have to talk about, this power poses, so it gave me a time to think about it. I felt that it was uh, the the theme was that we need to be impromptu. But the fact that I knew about my table topics and the entire foundation of table topics is to just get the topic right there and there was defeated. So that is my kind of observation that I want to point out before I quit for this meeting. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being such a keen, observer, I would say. That was one of the best takeaway I could have from this meeting, right? And I think it's amazing that you could point out this. And yes, I do feel that the purpose of the Toastmaster session was, I think it was killed. I think the very time when I just explained so much about it. And I did that just because I was afraid of that I might not be clear from my own side. So, but yes, by the way, I think thank you so much for that observation. Any other observation or feedback? Toastmaster Smurti, anything else like you can add on?
No, it was great actually, and not much to add. I mean, with Suraj and Manvi, both in different chat window, I just had one thing in mind. What if we don't have test speaker? Because the whole agenda was to bring the evaluation, and I'm glad. Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj, for arranging the speaker on time. It speaks a lot about you and your network. So thanks a lot. I loved the factor. I'm a big fan of evaluation speech a lot, more than the table topic. I love evaluation speech. And today meeting was more special for me because for the very first time I got to see a lot of evaluation within a Toastmasters meeting, within a 2 hours meeting. So maybe I was lucky to be here on this particular meeting. Not much to add, but I would love to experiment, want all of us together experiment a lot of things so that we will get to know that, oh, we are also capable of doing X or Y or Z. So please, members or the guest, shoot your thoughts. If that is doable, practically possible to implement, we are always, all thoughts are welcomed. We can see the implementation and execute the same. But I love the meeting arrangement today. Back to you, Toastmaster Suraj.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smurti. And Toastmaster Akib, would you like to add on something?
I think it was a great meeting. We had a lot of evaluations and just that clarity of what is going to happen. Like I missed it. I might be uh, doing multiple tasks and like missed it. But when the first speaker came in to deliver his speech, I thought it is a table topic because we were talking about table topic, and then general evaluator said that you guys have to really evaluate all the speakers. So I was presuming that every table topic that would be delivered, I would be evaluating those. Like, it is too much to ask from people. So, and when I was listening to Ansh also, I was thinking that it is a table topic and not a prepared speech. So that clarity was a challenge. And then the second time when Suraj says it will be impromptu, but things were already told, like everybody knew what is coming towards me. Like if he would have changed something throughout the speech, is like, yes, about power pose, but do something else, like against that or something of that sort. Could have made it impromptu, or we could have made it like not called it table topic and some other thing. Like, do not define it as table topic, but it's not. So these were few things which I felt were little new to me, But yeah, I think it gave me chance to manage uncertainty. So yeah, I'm happy that I was able to stand up and say something when it came to evaluation and say something when it came to framing. Right. So I think that is also part of learning only. Like, although you were not clear so much, you try to do your best. So that's what we did as a team. But next time, yeah, let's keep that in mind to be very clear on what we are expecting out of people.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. The feedback is noted. And yes, I think the TTM segment could have been changed into different kind of segment, like what you meant. So again, that I understood. Maybe like decoding the power pose. Kind of, it was again a session where everyone took part for a few minutes to speak upon how do they feel about power pose. Well, thank you so much. And now I think we have talked to everyone almost. And thank you so much. And today, I think Sergeant at Arms has left the meeting due to some time-sensitive commitment. So I'll take the part of the Sergeant at Arms. And now, thanking everyone once again and wishing you again a great time ahead, I would adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much.